All right, y'all, Vlogmas Day 2, here we go. Okay, all the things today. Yeah, sorry, I was yesterday, I made such a mess. Such a mess. The chairs were all over the table. Yeah, that was the thing. I'm wondering if this is why my day was kind of like this yesterday. I'm usually a Starbucks girl. I even like me some Dutch Bros. However, I had seen that McDonald's has this whole Grinchmas. I need to go for the meal, even though I only eat like the fries, but I do want to try the pickled fries. Stop it. Somebody punch me. I love it so much. It's literally the simple things like this. You know how yesterday we were saying we were gonna manifest that holiday cheer? This is it. A Grinchmas cup. Do you know the money they would make if they didn't, like, this is like disposable. Do you know the money they would make if they made one that was like not disposable? Because I would buy one. I would. In pure Jaeger fashion, I left something in the truck, so we're gonna have a sip of coffee and go get it. Grinchy. Also a jacket because it's cold and we have quite a walk. Okay, so today's plan, while we're venturing off to do this, today's plan. Okay, so you know how yesterday we did the testing? I did my MAPS math yesterday, and we'll look at that data later today. But if you watched yesterday's VLOGMAS, you know I was a little irritated that so many people kept coming into my room. They tell us which days we need to test and at what time. So my next timer test is supposed to be tomorrow morning, right? Oops. Not me forgetting the truck keys and only bringing the gate keys. Oh dear God, I hope this is like not indication of how today's gonna be. Okay, pause, let me get the keys. Okay. Dear God. Okay, so yesterday when we took the MAPS testing, people kept coming into my room. It was really getting on my nerves. It just kept distracting the kids, you know? So, anyways, so my thing is since tomorrow, which would be Thursday, tomorrow is supposed to be the day I do my next testing, but being that it's Wednesday and it'll be quiet around the hallways, I think I'm gonna start today. Because then I hate to do like back-to-back testing for the kids, like I feel like the break is needed, but at the same time, I do think I want to do the testing piece with no one in my room. And then at least tomorrow, if I have a couple that still need to finish or do it, then that won't be as bad. I kind of love that idea. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's happening. This is where I'm going to places that, you know, good people don't know. But there's a parent that's walking probably like 30 feet in front of me, and the outfit, I cannot. And the fuzzy red boots. Stop it. Stop it right now, right? I can't. Dear God. Okay. Let's get what we needed. Dear God. Okay. Pause. Okay. That would have really sucked for later. I didn't want to have to come back out on my lunch, but I've fallen out of my lunch bag. Okay. That's that. Now we're gonna head back in, get all the lights on, situated for the day, and then to breakfast we go. Legit all the walking, and still more to go. Follow the yellow brick road. Okay. Woohoo! I do have to say, I don't usually drink the McDonald's coffee, because I'm usually like the bougie coffee, but man, this wake me up today, I will say that. There's something to be said about no fluff and simple Simple good vibes juju. Okay, lights. We need to get our life together here. Reindeer's still looking cute. Okay. We need to turn the lamps on. Let's turn the tree on. Oh, the kids are gonna be so stoked because they did not know this was coming. Got the tree on. Sorry, this probably looks absolutely crazy from your end. Okay. Tree on, lighting a lamp. Also, we found another piece of Halloween decor that needs to get put away. In all fairness, I leave the pumpkins for October and November, so don't judge me. Did you guys see what Miss Yeager put in the corner? Do you like it? Yeah. It is a tiny one. Ready? Whoa. Okay, so today's been something of a day. During our writing, I just had Christmas music, like, oh, let me show you, like, the vibe. Yeah. I really like to have a certain ambiance going when it's our writing time. I feel like it just helps them, like, mellow and focus, if that makes sense. But anyways, a friend of mine comes once a week to help me make copies and everything, and I felt so bad today because I wasn't even prepared. Yesterday was just such a day that I typically will get those things ready after school for her the next day when she comes, but it was just a day. It was a day. On the plus side, some positive today. I got my math results, and it's very different than my previous school, so I'm having to remind myself this is very different. But with my math, I did see a lot of good things. I want to show you. Okay, so this is like one of my favorite reports to look at, and I'm going to cover all their names here. But so I have their fall testing, and I'm comparing it to the winter. Now, in the fall, I only had 2 kids that were above the 40th. That is it. 2. That means the rest of my class was below grade level. Isn't that insane? And like when I say below, we were like 5th percentile, 7th percentile, 10th percentile. Like we were low. We were like not even close to 40th. Besides like this one. Okay, now look at all the kids that moved out of the 40th percentile. That's awesome. And then all of here are all of the ones that are in the green. So these are definitely going to be my kids that I'm going to be pulling for really intense intervention. But these ones, so like this one that's at 30, and then look, this one's at 39. So that's literally like one question of a difference between like proficiency in that. So I have these 3. I'm going to be giving, those are like my bubble kids, and I'm going to be going really hard with them because they have a really good shot to get out of this. And then for the rest of them, I'm proud of them because I'm like, these scores are like, I have one that's like somewhat close to the 40th, but the rest are like significantly above the 40th. So I'm so proud of them. We made really good grades in our math. Very dope for this. On the flip side, we started the reading today, and my one behavior has just been on one today, so but I mean, it's literally almost an everyday thing now, so it is what it is. But it's just unfortunate for the rest of the kids because reading, we haven't made as many gains. Like, I'm not having as many meet their growth. I could just tell by like their scores today. So that really stinks. But I also feel like too, like math, I feel like is easier for this group because it's more concrete and memorization, where reading, it's just, I mean, obviously they were so low. So I have a lot of work to do this next semester, but I kind of have a different game plan I'm going to be running with. My behavior, I just really got to figure out how I'm going to get stuff done and help the other kids, because he's just like today he just will talk during instruction, talk over me while I'm instructing, and then if you tell him that he's doing it, then he's like, no, I'm not. So today during the testing, I had asked him to stop talking to the other students. He starts talking to his Chromebook. Please stop talking. But I'm just talking to the computer. And this is after he like tried to eat 2 crayons today. It's okay. So I definitely need to come up with a game plan for that. Tomorrow we will be able to see the reading scores like this, so, or no, Friday, because I have a couple more kids I need to test, so by Friday we'll be able to look at those, so you'll have to check back in. But I'm so happy with the math. Like, it's not where I want them to be, but it did make me feel good that we're at least growing and going in a right direction. It shows me like the changes that I made 2 months ago were what was best for my kids. So I'm glad I stuck to my guns with that for the math, and now I need to do that same thing for the reading. So that's gonna be my next goal now. I kind of kept doing what the kind of grade level wanted me to for the reading, just so I kind of didn't get in trouble for like altering too much, because I already decided to do something different for math. But I mean, my math shows that like what I did worked, so I'm so happy that I did me. I think that's been one of the hardest things for me being here is it doesn't come off micromanaged, but it is very micromanaged, and I just don't teach that way. Like, I feel so confined, and then it dims my creativity, and I just feel like teachers and classrooms are just not a one-size-fits-all. Like, you have to adapt to your group, you know. And just in our grade level, even if you compared our fall data, we had 2 of our classes that they averaged 30 to 40th percentile, and like my class averaged 12%. So like what they're teaching and where I gotta start is 2 completely different things. Like, it just doesn't make sense, but like that was the expectation. So I'm glad with math that it makes me feel better that I stuck to my guns on that. And I'm a little bit regretting not doing it for reading, but now I could show the discrepancy, if that makes sense. So win. That's definitely win. Okay. The Grinch coffee was a hit, and guess what? One of the 5th grade teachers hooked me up with a chocolate donut. So I'm gonna take a moment to eat this. Winning. This is my other favorite graph. It breaks it up into quadrants. So you have low achievement, high growth, high achievement, high growth, high achievement, low growth, low achievement, low growth. So these 2 bottom ones, you like don't want kids to be there. You don't want them. Look at my class. Now this is just our math, because reading we just started today, so it takes like 24 hours to populate and all the things, but I'm so proud of them. Look at that. I mean, this is ideally where you want all of them to be, but the fact that they, even though they're still low, they still had high growth. So that's like pretty much how all these kiddos, like, they're still low, but like, dang, we met growth. So proud for math. Go me. Do you ever sit on your prep and you're just like, where do I even start? That's how I feel today. The morning was just kind of so much redirection today that I'm kind of like, I need a moment to lose out, and then I need to figure out something that we're gonna do with our life. Okay. Whoa, we made it to after school. Testing is wearing me out. However, I ended up deciding to test a couple other ones this afternoon. I really just don't want the people constantly in my room all morning tomorrow. That about drove me nuts. So I did actually test 3 more this afternoon. And those ones actually met their growth, so I was happy about that. So far, let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've had 10 tests so far, and out of the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 met their growth. So that's not too bad. I think it just happened to be where like the first couple that I tested did not, but it's fine. It's still not where like my kids have, it sounds so weird, but every year I always compare like my same winter data, my same fall data, and I kind of approach the school year then according to that. And this year, my fall data was definitely way lower than my other fall data in the past. So I did take things a lot slower this year. So my winter data is definitely reflecting that. But at the same time, I am seeing growth. It's just very slow growth, but it is appropriate to what I've taught. So at least when I look at the things that they didn't get on the testing, it's things I haven't taught. So it sucks that like we're not in a different place, but at least through all the chaos of these behaviors, what I'm teaching they're getting. So if there's a positive, like that's it. And as I'm standing here, I've not only found more pumpkin stuff that needs to be put away, but also there's turkey books still up. If that doesn't tell you we've only tested yesterday and today, I don't know what does. Okay, it's now after school. Today, we're putting the rest of the Halloween stuff away, and we're turning the bookshelves from turkeys to reindeers. Let's do it. We can do it. Okay. On to our afternoon shenanigans. I took a restroom break. Before we get started though, I wanted to share with you, I decided yesterday when my one student just kept chopping the food over and over and over again that, and mind you, I'm not a mean teacher, but this wasn't during center time. This was literally, he decided to just not do our instruction, went to the kitchen, grabbed a fruit, and just chop, 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 sound and everything. When I asked him to stop, he was like, okay. But he didn't. He like went to the kitchen, then got one of the knives, and then went back and was like, the defiance is real with that one. Okay. Anyways, it made me decide though yesterday that I'm done with the kitchen. Like, I kind of felt like I was getting there, but I'm officially done. I do not want the kitchen in my classroom anymore. I was just gonna take it home and set it out for a book day, and then someone today in the school was saying that they wanted to get one for their granddaughter, so I was like, hey, you can have it. You can have it. And she was like, for real? For real. It's all yours. Have it, Bobo. Now, my kids have like destroyed it. You could see it's like missing a piece right here. It's missing that, or it's broken, but I do feel like it's like fixable. So I need to find like the little piece for the one spot, but I do have the oven door that they broke. So I do feel so good that it's going to someone that will love it and use it appropriately. Like my students this year just really struggle with knowing how to play, and it's so unfortunate for the couple just sweet peas I have, but they just have such a hard time knowing how to play, and we're just at the point of the year where I can't sit there and parallel play with all of them and teach them how to play. Like by now they should have those skills, you know. So it's an L right now, but hopefully a win down the road is what we're going with it. So now I don't have to like take it apart and throw it away or whatever. I'm glad I found it at home. Okay, let's switch our turkey books. Honestly unsure as to like why this gives me such joy to do this each week. I think because each time I'm like, yes, another week down. Not that I'm counting down or anything, but okay, so we got some Olive, the other reindeer. Oh, he's not really a reindeer, but you know, he is one in his heart. Reindeer, Caribou, the Great Reindeer Rebellion. We are gonna hit nonfiction text features this week, so reindeer it is. We'll do some reindeer, can have our writing, and that's what we're rolling with. We're still at the stage where we're finishing the sentence frames because that's as far as we could get right now. It's been a struggle, but We are getting there. We are getting there. I've been really a stickler lately about their formation of their letters and just the neatness especially, and I know I'm getting on their last nerve, but they'll thank me later when people could read their writing, so. Or maybe not, because maybe in like, by the time they're in high school, they won't even have to write anymore, because I feel like with my own kids, it's already going that way, so. But we'll see. I'm curious if anyone teaches the older grades and are watching this, where you are, do they teach cursive anymore or not? Like, I was teaching my own kids how to write in cursive because I was like, one day you're gonna have to be able to sign a check. Like, you want to be able to sign for your money, right? Am I wrong? I honestly feel like it's wild that we don't teach cursive anymore in these schools, but what do I know? I'm just a teacher, right? Okay. Books are done. Now it is, oh, our Halloween decor needs to go away. Let's get rid of this. So I have my spring and summer up there, my fall and winter. However, I literally have so much Halloween stuff that Halloween has its own bin. And I honestly didn't put too much out this year because I was unsure of, I didn't get all of like their forms back of like who doesn't celebrate what holidays. Okay, someone gave me this thing and it's like one of the most amazing creations I've ever seen in my life. I'm very big on I keep my door locked all day long, and it like drives people nuts here because people go in and out, but I've just been in some places where you needed to do those things, right? Keep your door locked all the time. So I keep it locked always. Always. But that little thing is so nifty, especially when I'm here. I'll like after school when I'm here, I'll put it in because our kinder pod workroom is literally just like doors down. So I like to just keep it in there because then I could just like come in and out. All right, here's our bin. I had said in a previous video I was gonna like clean all this and everything, but yeah, I decided no, that's a no for me. But I did clean off one section just so I could put my stuff there. That's not mine though, and all that down there is not mine. But I did clean out one section, so at least I had a place to put my bins, and I had started to organize them all cute. I do need to like laminate them, but I was like, for now, this is a start, right? So it's gonna go back in the Halloween bin. Look at me being like all organized. Okay, the pillows are in there. I found there was like a pumpkin in there somewhere, so we're gonna get the pumpkin, bring that in there too, and then the Halloween stuff is done. The main reason I decided to not organize the whole thing, I originally really felt like I was gonna be here for a long time, pretty much until I was ready to step into admin or do something along those lines. But I'm kind of to the point where I really don't know if I want to do admin ever. I say that, but I really do want to, but I just don't see that in my phase of life within the next 5 years. Like, if my son ends up playing football somewhere, I want to be able to just not have I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to take care of a school and feel guilty for like going and watching my son's game on a Friday night, if that makes sense, you know? So, and just the type of person I am, I would feel like I always had to put it first. So it's not my season, right? I think it's really important as an educator to know what season you're in. So I just know that admin is just not my season right now. Pumpkin. So with that being said, originally when I came here, I really hoped to be here for some time, but I thought I would love being like back in a title school, because with my own kids just moving on to new adventures and doing new things, I thought it would fulfill me in ways that I was missing with my own kids, right? But I realized no, I don't. Like, I don't want to raise nobody else's children. I don't want to raise adults, is honestly what it is. And I'm very blunt, and there's a lot of these parents that I just want to tell them about themselves. But I can't do that. I'm not chance getting fired. So, yeah, I realized that I feel like too, we very much enable the population. and the parents here, and I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that. So with that in mind, I'm like, I made a spot for my stuff, but my stuff's organized. We'll say that. Okay, it's time to get all our lights shut off today, and we're gonna wrap it up. I'm actually out at a good time today. This year I've been like so done that I like pretty much leave right away. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in this like very strange place in teaching right now where I just don't want it to be, I don't know what to do with my life when it comes to teaching. I know I don't want to do anything else but teach, if that makes any sense at all, but I just feel in a very weird place. And I know when I had expressed this in other videos, there was a lot of people that said that they hit that around like really big around year 15, and I honestly truly in my heart feel like that's like where I'm at. This is like year 18, and it's like I'm in too deep, but at the same time, can I do this for like another 15 or 12? Like, I don't know. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I also don't want to make any like rash decisions either. I truly feel like opportunity will come. I definitely think you need to like make your own. See, that's kind of difficult. I do feel like you don't need to just sit there and wait by. Like, I do feel like you need to work to make things happen for yourself, manifest. But at the same time, I do feel like when the opportunity is right, it will come knocking to you. So, not that I'm going to just sit here awaiting an opportunity, but I'm just going to kind of keep working on me, bettering myself, my mentality, my teaching, and we'll go from there. Right. Sounds good anyway. Okay, well, I very much appreciate you for joining me on day 2 of Vlogmas. I know today was like a lot of talking and a lot of testing, so I apologize for that. But now that we're pretty much done, tomorrow I should be able to show you some actual teaching, and it's going to kind of be impressive because we're like down to the wire before break. So if we could get some teaching in, that would be lovely. I'm curious before we go, what is the last couple weeks before winter break like for you? I would love to know that in the comments. I get such a curiosity out of how things happen in other districts and in other states. So if you're watching from somewhere else, charter schools, another state, private schools, whatever, I would love to know what it's like for you before winter break. Is it chaos? Is it structure? Is it all testing? Is it a mix? I'd love to know. But thanks so much for being here. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm Charlie Eager, and I'm out.